everyone, welcome to Nerd Goblinart. I'm Lula. So we have a dragon mould. You know I love them. This one's from Temu. I'm going to use bright gold on one side and silver from Tiny Turner on the other. The bright gold is from Let's Resin. I've also got this other mould. It's like, I'm going to call it a zombie bride. And I've been wanting to do it for ages. Ignore this bit. I thought I'll cover the one side to help decrease mess. Excuse Winnie the Witch. She does make another appearance. But please be assured that when I get resin out, no cats or dogs are allowed in my studio. She just decided today to be my best friend. So I'm going to burnish the chameleon. This is like a chameleon powder, but not quite. No, it's not. I tell a lie. It is just a mica powder. It's from the big box of 60 that Father Christmas got me for Christmas, because I've obviously been a very, very good nerd. So while I'm putting these in, I'm going to play you some music.
Blush a fire in the night. Magic beats within my heart. Riding dragons through the storm. Creating worlds with my art. Paint the sky with ancient tales. Canvas filled with dreams so wild. Sorcery in every stroke. My soul unleashed like a child. In the heart of the dragons, where the magic is alive. In the fire and the shadows, that's where I will thrive. Words like spellbound in ink. Songs that cast a mystic charm. Dragons dance upon the breeze, in my mind and in my arm. Colors burst from twilight streams, mystic runes and twilight gleams. Alchemy and melodies, crafting all my wildest dreams. Flames that guide me through the night. Casting love and casting light. With my art and with my wings, hear the songs the dragons sing. Ancient tales, canvas filled with dreams so wild. Sorcery in every stroke, my soul unleashed like a child. In the heart of the dragons, where the magic is alive. In the fire and the shadows, that's where I will thrive. Words like spellbound in ink.
Okay, I opted to do the gold side first because the flakes, they fly. Now, I so recommend these flakes from the Tiny Turner. You can also get them. You can get them directly from the Tiny Turner on their website, and you can also get them through Toonfish Crafts. I think that's correct. But yeah, you could. They're not expensive. In all honesty, the pot cost me, I believe it was £6 plus P&P. And this is the second project I've used these flakes on, except for when you spill them like that. You can see I slow down there and I'm like, you idiot. But I've used these flakes on a frog, on the Froginator, and on this as well, and there's still tons in there. So you know, it really does go very, very far, and you can see it burnishes in beautifully. It really does, and it cleans up really well too. In my opinion, it is a fantastic flake to work with. I'm really impressed with that yellow. So gloves are needed next. Look how sparkly. Can you see how sparkly my hands are? So I will show you. Look at that. Just tap it off. Tap it, tap. How pretty is that? So lovely. I am noticing as well there's a few like horn bits. So just going to be wary of those when I pour it. So, magic. Da, 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 da. And as if by magic, I've got the resin mixing up ready as well. I'm using Apex from Just For You Online UK. It's a 1-to-1 resin. Fantastic. It degasses beautifully. I've got 8 ounces in my cup. I use my big Let's Resin mixer for 8 fluid ounces or above. And for this, I'm using my handheld Istoyo. Fantastic little mixer. I've had it since May last year. May 24 is when I first started doing resin. Yeah, it's lasted well. It's one of those rechargeable ones, so super handy. So regardless of using the mixer, always make sure to stir the sides and the bottom of your cup to ensure that your resin is completely mixed. So I'm going to be splitting this resin and I'm going to be adding my black mica powder. If I've remembered, I will list it in the description box below. If I haven't, please do ask and I will link you. But it is from Amazon and I use it. It's a lot in the pot and it's not expensive at all. So I tend to keep buying it whenever I run out of like the Let's Resin mica powder. So just making sure that it's all mixed in thoroughly. You don't want any bits of mica powder left in there. Because, you know, if it's still in like a powdery form, it can catch you out and cause bubbles. And we do not like bubbles. No bubbles. It's been a long day. Anyway, I will leave you in peace while I do this part. I'm going to play you some music. No bubble, no trouble. Watch out for me making any messes.
Resin flowing, yeah, I'm pouring that art. Bubbles popping, trying to break my heart. Oh yeah, falling with heat, gave it all I got. Those little air gremlins just won't stop. Torch in my hand, I'm the resin queen. But them sticky bubbles, they're always obscene. I pour it smooth, I pour it clean. Yeah, here come those bubbles being on me. Bubble trouble, yeah, they mess with my groove. Heat gun in my hand, watch me make a move. Resin, this 360 twist. Bubbles in my art, y'all don't exist. Oh yeah, got my mask on, gloves stay tight. Facing bubble armies in the dead of night. Yeah, no matter what I do, they still take flight. Guess it's game on Saturday, bubble fight. Layer by layer, smooth it right. Gonna win this battle night after night. Time sphere, gonna dim my light. Resin art's my game, keep my eyes on the prize. Bubble trouble, yeah, they mess with my groove. Heat gun in my hand, watch me make a move. Resin, this 360 twist. Bubbles in my art, y'all don't exist. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So, did you hear me say that I got this mould from Temu? Now, my table is level. I got my spirit level just off screen. There isn't support underneath these wings, the tips of the wings, and it really feels like there needs to be. So bearing in mind, I haven't finished filling this mould because there's still space in the tail, there's still space, you can see me using my my silicone tool to encourage resin into the spikes. And I'm still trying to leak over the sides, and I know you can't I can't see it looking at the screen now, but there's still plenty of room in the other side of this dragon. So it takes a few moments. So, if you do happen to get this mould and you've noticed the same thing, obviously it's probably a poor design. So just be wary of it, and also be wary of doing things like that. But thankfully, my reflexes were like a cat, I tell you, like a cat. Did you see how quick I reacted then? Can you tell that I've done that sort of thing before? So the tiny turner pots are absolutely perfect. They are perfect for this kind of mould, and they have saved me many times with moulds that don't seem to have the correct supports. So try not to panic if this happens to you. Have some things on the sideline. My other tiny turner pots were sitting in one of these tubs that I have. See, absolutely perfect. The Let's Resin pots are too tall, but these sizes are wonderful. So if you do happen to get these pigments, save your tubs. When they're all done, save your tubs, because they're going to be so handy on the sidelines for helping you prop up moulds. and then so. This was actually, the resin that I've used today is actually the last bit of resin I had left. I have 4 children and family and Christmas. We've just had Christmas, and I was so low on resin, and I just couldn't afford to be buying any over, the last couple of weeks of Christmas. I just happened to spill a bit, but just after I finished filming this video, my new order of resin arrived. Hooray! So it's just a case of keeping an eye on it. The tail didn't seem to want to fill correctly. So, lollipop sticks to the rescue, and just being careful. So just keeping a good eye on it. And you saw me spray it with isopropyl alcohol because it is a bit of a flimsy mould. I decided not to use my heat gun on it because I thought it's just going to go over the edges and I'll cry. So, and I don't like mess. I don't like mess. So I'm making sure I clean as I go, because I don't like getting sticky and stuff. So I moved my camera over slightly so we could get a good shot of this. I'm using sky blue, and this is Interference mica powder in blue. Now, this is in that box of 60. I have never used interference powders before, so I wasn't entirely sure what the best way to use it. I've only seen what other YouTubers have done. So my idea was, this is like I said, didn't I, like a zombie bride. It's like a skeleton bride type thing. It's gothic, definitely a cool gothic thing. So I've brushed in some of that sky blue right at the bottom, the idea is I wanted it to have more of a focus right on top of the head. There's like a flower garland around the head, and then adding in the interference powder to pour in the rest of the way. It's really cool. Look at that. I've never ever, never used it before, never had any before. So I'm really pleased that I think there's about 4, perhaps 3, maybe 4 interference powders in that Let's Resin kit. But I'm totally up to any recommendations as well. If anybody would like to pop recommendations into the comments of good interference powders to use, because there's such a small amount in those little tubs, so I'm totally, and don't forget I'm in the UK, so we don't get all the bestest brands, I don't think. At least I see some really cool brands on other channels, mostly in America, and we can't get them here. It's very sad. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a squeeze, just to make sure, to try and encourage any bubbles up. And in true fashion, my true fashion, I didn't have quite enough resin for this part. But thankfully, the smallest, tiniest, the last bit that was left in the bottle was enough for this mould. And I will top it up, but I believe I do it off screen. Now, I had a mare today with this video. I lost all the footage, but thankfully I found it again on OneDrive. Thank goodness. But then I had to re-download it all. It took a little while. So I lost some footage. This is where we're going to let this go. Now, where I lost footage was my resin, as I said, arrived just as I finished, and I did film doing these extras, but I've lost that bit of the footage. But I am still going to be showing you the unmoulding of them. Now, you saw me do this owl recently, and it's gorgeous. I just wanted to do another one because I enjoyed it so much. I think it's really pretty, and I love it in that blue. And of course, it's been a while, but don't ask me what happened. The black, the black I had left over from the dragons, and I thought I'll just put it in at the end, and somehow it just went plop down, right down to the bottom. It might be because it was a bit warmer than the blue resin I had made up. So there you go. And off camera as well, I added the sky blue to the interference and globbed it in. And then I tipped down my silicone tool to give it this effect. It's not marbling, but it's not what I wasn't going for marbling, but I was going for the cool tony bluey effect, and I'm really pleased. It's a really cool mould. I really, really like it. I also got it for Halloween, and it didn't come in time. So there you go. So can you see that in the tail? It was, this mould was terrible. But I'm so pleased. It's such a pretty mould though, but it's a pain in the bottom if you do get it. Now, it's not too hard to demould either. Just being careful of any sharps on the edges, because you know what I'm like. I'm excellent at getting my fingers caught on moulds. Are we ready? Ta-da! I love it. Isn't it gorgeous? I was talking to my husband, Mr. Goblin. I was like, do you think I should do different colour wings, blah, blah, blah. And I do often debate with him, ask him his opinion on colours and stuff. And he said, stick with the one side silver, the one side gold, because it's the first time pouring it as well. So I'm so, so pleased. So this is like a sticky back it's like a greeny glitter sheet of paper, like the vinyl stuff. It's not quite vinyl, it is paper. It's thin. And this is the backing for a frame. I get frames from charity shops, tip shops. It's a lot cheaper. Now, I made a mistake here in the way that I tackled the card. And I should have had it's like a scraping tool on hand, and I did not, and then I couldn't find it. So this is what happens. It goes way too wrinkly, and I'm like, and I can't pull it off because the cardboard, and it's just gonna rip. So, and this card actually belongs in the frame as well, and I didn't have any like spare card big enough to replace either. But then I thought for a moment, you know, as I was pressing it down, this is me at the moment looking for my like a scraper thingy majiggy, but I couldn't find it. I've put it somewhere safe. And then after a few moments I was like, do you know what, I don't actually mind it. It gives it texture, and I kind of like it because it almost looks like claws. Yeah, I know what I mean. You may not agree. Possibly not, but I kind of liked it. I was like, do you know what? I can work with this. You know, and if after a couple of days I really don't like it, you know, I'll have some more cardstock delivered in the next few days because I am completely out of cardstock. So if in a few days I've decided that I really don't like it and it doesn't work for me, I will just simply take the dragons off and do a fresh one. Plus, this was the last amount of this paper I had off the roll as well. So yeah, running low on everything apparently. But no, it's good. It's all good. I think it looks all right. I think it looks good. So I'm just popping it back onto its hard backing and popping it into the frame. And as I say, I buy my frames. I always go on the lookout in charity shops and stuff because I think it's really cool to reuse stuff. I just took the glass out because the dragons were too thick for it, but I think that the frame suits it well because of the gold in it. Sometimes I'll continue to use the frame as I've bought it, or I'll spray them, paint them, and use them to my advantage. But yeah, so do you see what I mean? That it kind of looks like claw scratches. Maybe it's just me. Let me know anyway. Let me know in the comments. But yeah. So that is cool, and I'm happy with that. And that bride, I'm really surprised by it, and I really love the detail in this like flower band. Isn't it gruesomely beautiful? So Mr. Owl, I'm going to do the same as I did in a recent video. I'm going to give the silver eyes. I really like the owl, wintry owl thing, and I thought I'll have another one that kind of looks like the other one because they could be bookends, you know. And I'm going to put them aside for now, and I might actually create them and turn them into bookends. I think that'd work really nicely, but I gotta figure out what I want to put them onto. So we have a new member of the family. And I don't mind the black colour with the blue. It's not terrible. It kind of looks like he's wearing a cowl. So, of course, we need to give him his accessories. And his eyes are already got black. So we're just popping on a little bit of white for a bit of life into those beautiful eyes of his. And we're going to call him Morris. Yes, Morris the alligator. And he has a beautiful blue hat. I've got my glue gun. My glue gun, that handle won't stay up out of the way. Glue gun that was apparently blocked. Yeah, deciding to use my glue gun today rather than the UV resin. I've now got a new order of the lovely J. Diction UV resin. I didn't like that other stuff I tried out. It was way too bubbly. And it wasn't because it was cold. It's not cold in my studio. Look at his hat. I think that hat with his bluey colour is absolutely gorgeous. Now I've just sprayed a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on my mat and using a micro brush because there was too much white on that one eye, so it looked a bit too much. So I removed a bit and I was a lot happier. There he goes. Isn't he beautiful? He's so handsome. Hi, Morris. And Morris, just as Gerald, because Gerald's by there, look, Morris needs a flower. So I went and dug out a lovely white daisy. Because Morris needs a daisy. Because Morris is a gent, just like Gerald. They're friends. They met at the library. There they are. Hi. So gorgeous. He steals the show. Oh, I love it. So I'm really pleased with these makes. And I am going to put this on with the glue gun. And as I say, in a couple of days, if I'm really not liking it, because sometimes it takes me a little while, I look at things and, you know, it'll be up on the, you know, on my shelf and I'll be like, do you know what? No, it's not working. So it can easily be pulled off and I can always try again. If I do, excuse any pussycat meowing, he's just decided he wants to come in the room with me. So if I do change it up, I'll pop that in my community page to show you. But I'm so pleased. It's so effective. I will link it in my description box if you do fancy having a go at this mould. And obviously anything else I use as much as possible. Thank you to some subscribers. Thank you for the likes and the comments, and thank you to my members. Thank you for watching. Oh, he's so cute. Love you and stay weird.
In a room full of colors and swirls, Nerd Goblin art draws a magic world, with foxes that prance and badgers that dance, a whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide, in enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright, each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush, animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap, in a realm where fantasy meets deep. The studio's alive with swirling paint, creatures so pure they need no saint. Sketches of foxes with tails of light, badgers with moonlit fur in flight. Gerald floats in a stream of dreams, dragons shimmer with ethereal